We are back on the Party Pontoon 2.0, and last episode we redid the trailer and it looks absolutely fantastic. Love the lights, love everything about it, everything works. A couple people noticed in my last episode, and I only noticed whenever I was editing the video, that I put the shackles on the bottom when they were supposed to go on the top, so I had to flip that around later on, but it's fine for right now. I noticed it when I was pulling the truck. I was like, this trailer seems a little stiff. And that's probably the reason. I gotta flip those around. And on the other side, I got one right and then the other one wrong. I don't know how I did that. Last week's episode was a very long one, and it took me a week and a half of straight work to finish it. It was a lot of work, so maybe I was just tired and I wanted to get it over with. But I'll flip those and get them right here in a second. But today's episode is an exciting one because we're gonna start back up on the top and start making it look like a pontoon boat again. And to start out, I got new fencing for the whole boat. This is Pontoon Stuff's new line of fencing. It is very nice, very modern looking. It almost looks like the Bennington style of fencing, how it has like the curves and stuff. You'll be able to see whenever I crack it all open and throw it on the boat. But I'm really excited for this. It's gonna look really cool, really modern, the exact style I'm going for this boat. And yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys. I have all the boxes in my garage, and I started filling it up. My parents are not too happy about me filling it up, so I started filling up my garage. I have a lot of boxes scattered around everywhere, so we're gonna have to figure out where they are. But we're gonna crack those open, see what it looks like, and maybe mount it up by the end of this episode. Now the reason I say maybe is because I'm waiting for my trim to come in around my boat. I have trim coming in and it's just being delayed a little bit, so just kind of waiting for that. And then I can't mount the fencing until I mount that, so that's why I'm kind of waiting around. But I do want to see what this fencing looks like right now, so we're gonna crack it all open and show it off. This looks so good. It looks so good. This whole curvature inner design thing looks so modern. You know, like I was saying, like a Bennington, and it just looks really good. All the welds are really good. Everything about it just is very top quality. Like, all these welds look really good, yeah. I like it a lot. One small thing I really like about this fencing, it's the details, I guess, that really catch my eye, is the hardware. It looks very sleek. It's like a screw bolt thing, and then the nut side is also like a screw bolt, so it looks very flush, and I don't know, I just think it looks really cool and it adds to the whole design element to it. My fencing on my last pontoon was good, but it was just pretty generic. It wasn't really anything super special, but this looks really awesome. The inside looks really good. You may notice I'm missing my rear gate. That's because they accidentally sent me an extra 28-inch instead of the right size. I don't know what size I need, but I already emailed them and they're sending a new one on the way now, and I'll just ship that back when they send me a return slip. But other than that, everything else came in super great. Nothing damaged at all. It might be like a few little scratches or something somewhere, but nothing that anyone's gonna really notice. And then fencing will get damaged the more you use it anyway, but this looks really good. Now technically I have 4 gates on this, but I'm only going to be using 2, or 2 are going to be functional. This one over here, that's because there's nothing going to be in the way right here, and then the back gate is going to work. Now the reason the front and this gate isn't going to work, because there's going to be seats there. This is going to be a U-shaped seating like I said originally. It's going to wrap around seating right here, and this gate's going to be fully bolted closed because the captain's chair is going to be right here. And then over here, plenty of room for the gate to open. The bar is going to be somewhere in this area, kind of at an arched angle, not really sure yet. And then over here is gonna be the kitchen area. Still gotta design all that and build it. And then the back gate is gonna have enough room to walk in. Right here is gonna be an open space. I might build like a trash can, or someone had the idea of a toilet over here, you know, maybe, good ideas. Well, we'll see. That's all for like later use. Not really something we need to focus on right now. Fencing was pretty easy to put together. It came with all the hardware you need, like the support things, the hinges for the gates, and it has a bunch of extra bolts and stuff that in case you lose some or something. But 2 bolts on each panel, they're already drilled out and lined up, so that was super easy. The holes are already drilled out on the bottom, so you can just run bolts straight through them too. But yeah, this only took maybe 30 minutes to put together by myself, and probably like another hour to finish putting it back together. But like I said, I'm waiting to put my trim on before I fully bolt this down, and that will be in sometime this week, maybe next week. So while I'm waiting for the trim on the outside flooring to come in, I need to get some measurements on a few things, such as the fire pit, the bar, and the kitchen top. I gotta order some custom things, and it might take a while for them to get in, so I want to go ahead and get those measurements now before it's too late or I have to wait too long. So to do that, I need to go ahead and open up the rest of my boxes and throw these seats on here. That way I can get the right measurements between each area and such, and maybe throw together this console. I have that in. I don't have all the pieces in, I don't believe, but hopefully enough to get the right kind of measurements I need for my other stuff. So that makes sense. Either way, we're going to be throwing some of this stuff on. It's not going to be bolted on fully. Like I said, I'm not going to do any kind of fully mounting until I get this outside trim on, and maybe even a little bit after that. Yeah, let's crack those boxes open and throw it all on. These new seats look absolutely amazing. This is Pontoon Stuff's luxury line. It's not on their website. I know a lot of people ask me, especially in my last build, where to get this, and this is their luxury line. It's not on their website. You can email them and try to get a hold of it. It does go by pretty quick, so email them, see what you have in stock. They have multiple colors, or they have two colors really. They have the tan option, which is what this is. It has like a dark tan and then like a lighter tan with the diamond pattern stitching. And then I have a gray option too, which was on my last pontoon build. It had like a lighter gray and then a darker gray inset with the diamond pattern stitching too. Both of them are really nice. If I had to pick a favorite, you know, this tan is pretty awesome looking. I personally don't care for tan, but this looks really good. This is more of like a really luxury, classic looking tan. It looks really good. And the gray is more of like a modern look. So you guys can decide what you like. They have matching boxes to go with it, so it all matches and color-wise and all that stuff. A bunch of different seating options. They have corner radius pieces, short corner pieces, which I'm gonna go right here. This little lean back area, which is really cool. It has storage underneath it. I haven't got this yet, but you open up, it has storage underneath there, and you take all this wrapper off. But they have a bunch of different options. I'm gonna go over that once I get all the rest of them in, which I have some of them in. I just don't think I have the boxes yet. You might have to wait a little bit if you order these, but they're so worth it. They even come with a 6-year warranty. That's actually on all their seats for their classic, premium, and luxury line. If you guys need new seats, go ahead and check them out. A lot of times it's cheaper than actually having your seats rewrapped and new foam put in and all that stuff. And even if your boxes are bad, you know, you have to replace those too. It just adds up, and having your seats rewrapped takes a long time if you can't find someone right away to do it, you know, waiting around. And we had a boat similar to this one that all the seats got redone. It took like, I think 8 months to get redone. It was ridiculous. And in the long run, I think it's just a lot easier just to buy new ones and do the exact layout you want to do. This is also their large steering helm. They have a couple different options. They have a smaller one too. All the color options to match whatever seat you pick, and it's all blank too, so you can just cut in what you want. So I'll have the speedometer and switches and stuff, and my throttle over here along with the steering wheel, and I have some spot right here. I'll probably put a glove box and maybe some more switches or radio up here. I'll figure all that out later on. I just like how it's blank and I can kind of do whatever I want and make it work for what I like. That's also on their website. You can order that now. I have a lot of other stuff I need to open up and go ahead and install. I have the trim in, which is also from pontoonstuff.com, that came in. All the pieces I need, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this fencing off and start installing that. One thing I need to mention though is I'm changing up the back end. I'm gonna switch out these corner pieces for radius pieces, kind of like how I have in the front, the little round radius pieces. Switching that out for a little bit more room, and it's gonna work for my gate idea and all my other ideas too. So we're gonna switch that out. We're gonna take all this stuff off and put the trim on and put it all back on, and I'll show you guys how to mount it up.
Stuck in the rain. Stuck in the rain. Stuck in the rain.
This looks so good, and it's gonna look even better once the double deck is on and the bimini top and the rest of the seats are on there. It's just gonna really complete it once everything else is on. But fencing looks absolutely awesome. I'm really glad I switched out this rear corner pieces for the more rounded corners. It just gives it more room in the inside, and also, if it makes sense, there's like a little bit more room to step up on the ladder. I like that I switched that out, just make it a little bit easier, and I think it makes it look a lot better too. Fencing was very easy to install, just bolts on each side connecting them, and the holes for the attaching it onto your boat are already pre-drilled. You just gotta drill out the wood and then you're good to go. Put these little spacers in, that way it lifts it up so you can wash out anything. Water won't get trapped in there, so it makes it easier for cleanup. That's what these little spacers are for. I do have a couple tips I want to give you guys if you're doing this, and those tips are: plan out everything ahead of time. You want to have all this put together and on your boat, that way you can get the right measurements of how far up you want the front gate to be, how far back you want the rear gate to be. Make sure everything is level, and also install your gates first, because there is gaps you have to adjust for each side. See, I only have a gate on the side and on the back, so with these gaps it made this whole side a little bit longer than this side because there's no gates on this side. So do a little bit of adjusting to try to make it all flush on the back. That's just one tip. The other tip is for the gaps on your doors, because you have hinges. It's gonna have a little gap right here. You need to have the same amount of gap on this side to make it look right, and also make this little door catcher fit. You're gonna get those gaps right before you start bolting stuff down. I made my gaps a little bit too small, so I had to do a little bit of trimming on this to get the fit right. It's no big deal. It's just, I wish I would have remembered. This just makes it a little bit easier if you already have those gaps right. Other than that, it was very easy. It came with all the hardware I needed, plus a little bit of extra. I also have the angled supports that go on the sides of the doors. I'm gonna wait to mount those though, because on my last pontoon boat, I mounted them right away, when I wish I didn't, because it kind of got in the way, and I wish I didn't fully screw into the floor, because once I mounted them, I can't remove them because there'll be a hole in the floor. So I'm gonna wait around for that. No big deal. They definitely need it because it will make everything line up right, give it a little bit extra support. So one will probably go right here, one will go right here, and two in the back also. But like I said, I'm gonna wait until I figure out the layout and stuff. That way they don't get in the way. Also gonna wait to install the rest of my seats until they all get in. I got the cushions on all these corners, but not the bases. Just waiting for that. Same thing with the captain's chair, just waiting for the captain's chair. Once all that comes in, I'll mount that up fully and get that all bolted down. It's super easy too. I'll go over all that too with you guys, so you guys know exactly how to do it. But these seats look absolutely awesome too. Huge thank you to pontoonstuff.com for letting me show off their new products, the new luxury line and their new fencing. Fencing will be on their website in hopefully this month, maybe next month. That's what they told me. If you wanted to get it now, you might be able to email them and try to get your pricing right, see what they have in stock. Like I said, they have black, red, and blue options. Same thing with luxury line. Don't know when it's gonna be on their website, but if you are looking to see what they have in stock, you can email them, message them on Facebook or whatever. If you're not following me on Instagram, check me out there. I post a lot behind the scenes and give you guys a heads up of what's coming up in the episode. Yeah, check me out there if you want to. If not, I will catch you guys next week when we are working on this little thing right here. I'm not gonna spoil too much, but I have all the parts in for that. See you next week. Bye.